All right. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Kenny. Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
So we solicit questions from your membership on social media for people who can't make the meeting, or, a spouse that might want to ask a question, or a member that, is working out of the jurisdiction or whatever. And we do this periodically so that we can keep the lines of communication open in a number of different ways. And we got some questions, and so I'm going to fire away and let you answer them.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so first one is, I've heard good things about the new contractor class. Is 613 going to offer that again in the future?
Yeah, we are. We just received the contract for next year. It's going to be November the 6th through the 10th of 2023. That class was a really good class. I didn't know what to expect going into it, but all of our new contractors that we've recently signed, that's what the class was made up of. And I haven't had anything but good feedback. Now, we had a few members that are considering possibly going into business. They took the class as well, and they told us that unbelievable. And just from the little pieces of the class that I sat in and heard, it was really good. So I'm looking forward next year to doing it and having it again here in Atlanta.
Real quick, what is the commitment? How many days is it? What's the?
So this year we just did the 3-day more of the business course, but it's a 5-day course. So it'll be 5 days, Monday through Friday next year in 2023.
So this is for members who ultimately want to hang their shingle out one day and become a contractor.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So when is that again?
November the 6th through the 10th.
Okay.
Of next year. Yep.
I will write that down, and I will put that in the notes.
Matt Klobinski is the guy who puts it on, and they do a really good job.
Okay. Yeah. I will put that in the notes for anybody that's interested. Okay. The second one is, what do I need to do to be a part of the apprenticeship program?
So there's a bunch of different ways you can get to the site, but the main ones just go to electricaltrainingcenter.org. And their website will pull up, and you can navigate through that site. It's actually like just the Google's forms, but you can go through there, fill out your application, and have everything you need on there. You can also go to ibw613.org, and there's a section where it says become part of the team, join us. You can go and navigate that way as well. So,
all right, simple and sweet. Let's see. Third is this job looks bidded with overtime. I think he's talking about the new robotics job over in Peachtree Corners, I think. This job looks bidded with overtime like many contractors bid. Why can't they pay us our worth and good insurance on straight time?
Well, as everybody knows, we're in a collective bargaining agreement. We have to negotiate our wages, which actually our CBA ends next year in 2023, so we're going to start negotiations. We've been having some conversations already, just minor conversations about, what's coming up next year. But when you look at bidding projects, it's based on the schedule. So, yeah, we would always like to work 40 hours and be able to put 200 brothers on a job opposed to having to put 100 on there and work overtime.
Right.
But it's really a lot of variables come into play with that, because schedule is one of them. It just depends on how fast they want the job done. So there's a bunch of variables that go into that question. I don't think it's just as easy as saying, hey, we're going to put 300 guys on this job, because face it, once you get to the point and you're working in an electrical room, you can only have so many people in an electrical room.
Right.
Or else you're going to be counterproductive and standing on top of each other. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things, ingredients that go into that cake. Yeah. It's not just, hey, yeah, we're just going to put 300 guys on this job and only work 40 hours, because it doesn't always work that way. But I get it. I mean, I want to try to work 40 hours every chance you get. Right. That's what we're built on. But unfortunately, right now, we just have to take it each job as they come along and, treat each job separately.
Right.
So,
well, the good news is, and this was not one of the questions, but the good news is work looks to be really promising in the next several years here in Atlanta, and that's not the case all over the country, right?
No. Well, of course, the feds are raising rates, so One of their jobs is try to watch inflation. But we have so many companies moving to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Just like the Fryer Battery that just was announced that they're coming to Georgia. Yeah. They had 25 states they were choosing from. Ultimately, they chose Georgia. $2.5 billion plan on 368 acres.
Wow.
You got Rivian that's going to be out in the Morgan County area out east. So a lot of companies are moving here. There's a company in Covington coming that's going to build electric planes. They're doing a lot of research to change the way we travel and commute back and forth to work. I mean, they're in the pre-stages, but the company's actually developed. Well, they're going to be in Covington.
Yeah.
So there's so much with the pharmaceutical and all the data centers. QTS is growing. Microsoft is coming. You know, we've got a bunch of data centers out we have bid. Our contractors have bid. Work just looks really good for us. It almost feels like, you know, you hear everybody touting recession, but we've got 50 unfilled calls.
Right.
You know, so it's one of those things. I almost kind of feel like Atlanta's growth is so strong, we're kind of in a bubble.
Right.
But none of us have a crystal ball, so we can't tell what's going to happen. But I'm definitely not a fear monger to say, hey, we're going to be, watch out, here comes a recession, it's all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Hopefully, our membership has, you know, been putting back a little money, which you should do. It's financially a smart decision anyways.
Amen.
So
yeah, and I see you guys out, you and all your team really out canvassing the job sites and, you know, going to see these different job sites, and that's great.
We love our members, man. I mean, we work for them, and that's who we serve, and we just love getting out and being able to see them, and not only see them, handle their issues. If they got any issues on the job, we want to know about it.
Yeah.
You know. And it goes without saying, if there's something going on the job that we don't know about, call us, please. I mean, I say that. I know I sound like a, you know, recording, but call us. We want to help you. That's what we're here for. We serve you. So, guys, if there's something going on out there on the job, we don't know what we don't know. Give us a call. Give your assistant business manager a call. Call me. Call Kevin. Let us know so we can fix the problem for you and help you out.
So this makes me think of a question that's not on the list, but I'll ask it anyway. The stewards. I was at the union meeting the other night, and they were talking about a new stewards class. Do you want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, so we've been trying to get a stewards class established all of 2022. And you know, COVID kind of got everybody off kilter. We did a couple in 21, but we have a new stewards class set for February 15th, 16th, and 17th of 2023. 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's going to start at 4 o'clock, and it's going to go until 9.
Okay.
It'll be down here at the local union. We'll serve you dinner. Now, you don't come to all 3 nights. If you sign up to attend the stewards class, we're going to, give you a night that you're going to be in the class. So it'd either be that 15th, 16th, or 17th, and then you'll come down for that 5-hour period. You'll have dinner. We'll have the IO. They come in. They teach it. Jeremy Sundin's the instructor for the stewards class. Jeff Henderson will be here, and he's our international representative. And you'll have your stewards class. So our number's 75. They want 25. They've asked for us to try to have 25 each night, and I think we're going to meet that. So if you're interested in coming to the stewards class, please call down here, get in touch with Neil. There's a sign-up sheet in dispatch where you can sign up. But if you do sign up, please make sure you attend, because what that does, if you don't, it knocks another brother or sister out of that opportunity if we get above that 75.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, I just knew we'd talked about that the other night. Okay, so next question is, at the union meeting, the business manager report talked about 598 on book 1. What does book 1 mean? I think maybe some of the newer members really don't. They hear book 1, book 2, etc. What he's asking is, what does book 1 mean? But I think it might be good to just sort of explain, you know, what book 1 is, what book 2 is, what unfilled job calls
so
are.
That's probably on us. You know, me, I probably didn't. I take for granted, or I don't articulate. My wife Christy says, "Look, this is y'all's world. Y'all live in it. Not everybody knows how it works."
Right.
And she's right again. So what happens is, when you live in our area and you work in Atlanta and you're a journeyman wireman that has a membership out of local union 613, you sign an out of work list, which in your jurisdiction is book 1. So that's local 613 members that are out of work. They sign the book one. And then when their name comes up, we host a day book. So you come to call out each day if you want one of the 50 jobs. And your name will be on the list, and we award them based off of who's here in order of how they're signed on book one. So book one is for out of work IBW 613 members. And then book two is for out of work members from all over the country. They're not 613 members. They may be a 508, a 1579, a 103, a 134, a local 3, local 1. That's anybody outside of Atlanta. That's a wireman. That's a member. Signs our book two if they're out of work. And then they come to call out. That's at 11 o'clock, book two call out. And then they can pick a job that they want to take.
Okay, good. So that's a good short explanation there. So the last question is kind of a compliment. It said, the meal was really good at the union meeting last night. Who cooked it? Keep up the good work. Thank you, and keep up the good work is what it says.
Oh, that's good. So lately with supply chain issues and trying to get stuff, as everybody's been dealing with, we used to cook down here. And for about the last 6 months, we've been using caterers to come in and cook. Well, after last month's meeting, the October meeting, we had a brother come up to me and said, I want to start helping cook. I'm a certified professional chef. And so he came up, and after the meeting in October, and I said, well, sure. I said, if you cook for a large group, and he said, I've cooked for huge groups. He said, I can help you out. I want to help this brotherhood and sisterhood out. So Robert Byrne came down, a fifth-year apprentice, and cooked that meal, that full meal, Thanksgiving meal for 300-plus people.
Yeah.
So that was a blessing. He come up after the meeting, and, it just shows what kind of group we have in the IBW. It shows what kind of people. Everybody's part of the IBW. So it was really good to have Robert come up, and, God puts people in our path. He's in this organization. He come up after the meeting. Boom, there it is. So he's going to be cooking for us. He's already got a meal plan for out like 6-7 months out. So very, very good, cool. Very good food. So thanks to Robert. Thank you, brother, for stepping up and serving the membership. Many ways to serve the membership and to serve your brothers and sisters. And that's a really powerful one there. It's making a good meal for them after they come down from work to handle their union business. They get out here. It was cold. You have a good hot meal. We had steaks and chicken and green bean casserole and stuffing and steamed vegetables and mashed potatoes and gravy and a roll. I mean, he threw down. So I appreciate that, Robert.
Well, I knew something was different because when I got here before 4:30, it was a line.
Yeah,
it was long. Which brings me to one last thing as we close. One of the things that you mentioned at the union meeting the other night was something, I can't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was something like health dollars or something that's allocated for alternative meals. Do you want to touch on that a little bit?
So Cigna gives us wellness dollars each year that we have to spend, and typically they don't roll over, so you have to spend them. And I've got with Cigna, and we're trying to work out a plan, of course, with management and the trustees to make sure that everybody's good. We're going to do a healthy meal choice, and it'll be just for a select few people who want it. It's going to be coming from a company called Brack's Kitchen, and they'll serve, and we're going to use that money for wellness dollars to offer a more healthy option meal instead of, a good, wholesome homegrown food. There'll be like vegan options, and there'll be options that are cleaner for cleaner eating if that's what you want to do, and promote, heart health and just being a healthy culture as a whole. But
there was a lot of talk the other night about, as we move into the holidays, health, just, keeping yourself healthy and also mental health, about reaching out to your brothers and sisters in the local, if you need somebody to talk to, that we have to lean on each other. And I thought that was a really good point.
Yeah. And to expand on that, we also we have a therapist, psychiatrist that comes down here to the local union the first Tuesday of every month. and he's over in the auditorium. It starts at 5 o'clock. He's here from 5 to 8. He does therapy, group therapy, just talking about your problems, but he'll also separate if somebody wants to speak privately with him. He'll take you off in a different room and hear what you have to say and kind of talk to you.
Yeah.
If you got something on your chest, you want to get off. We've been doing that for about 6 months now, and I think we've had a couple people that's came in that 6 months period. But to me, if it helps one person, you know, it's worth $1 million to me if it saves a brother or sister and allows them to have somebody to speak to. So, I mean, put that on your calendars, because that's, to me, that's a resource that if you need it, it's there. Yeah. And, you know, it's real. The mental health issues that we have in our country today as a whole are real.
Well, and you know, I've got 3 boys, and I tell them all the time, you can't bottle that stuff up. You got to let it out. You got to have somebody help you sift through the stuff in your mind to keep yourself healthy. So, you know,
and it opens up a whole new thing of issues too. Yeah. When you have somebody in the apprenticeship, you know, we start early, and different types of medicine that you're on have different side effects. Yeah. And I know a lot of the antipsychotics, they make you tired. You can't get up. You can't. So in turn, in our business, you got to start early. Yeah. And these apprentices that are coming up, they're late because of their medicine legitimately, but they don't want to tell their business, and they don't have to. They don't want to tell their contractor that they're on Zyprex or that they're on some kind of medicine that's helping them, because now they're looked at differently. So it's really a tough situation, and my heart goes out to them because they're in a situation where they kind of know what to do, and they're just trying to get in our trade. Yeah. So, you know, we work with them and try to do everything we can. So that's just another option going back to that first Tuesday. If you need to come down here, please don't hesitate. Come down here and be here at 5 after you get off work, and we got somebody that can talk to you and help you out.
Well, suffice to say, there's resources for the membership here, and it's an important thing. So, very good. So that's it. Thank you for making yourself available to your membership and being transparent and finding many different ways. One thing that I wanted to mention is that Livewire, you have a new online newsletter that keeps people up to date as well, and that's coming out.
Yeah, so we're trying to communicate with our membership on every level. Yeah. We want you to have the information. I mean, we're trying to be 100% transparent as we can be, and that's another avenue to communicate with you. It's been going for about 5-6 months now. It's growing, so that comes out. So please check your email. If it's in the spam, it's going to give you an update. It's going to have upcoming events like our women's committee, just different things that we're going to be doing here at the local unit to keep you in the know. So, yeah, check your Livewire out.
Anything for the good of the cause before we bid each other adieu?
Nope. It's going to be a great day. Everybody just take that with you this morning. It's going to be a great day.
Thank you for another edition of Coffee with Kenny.